Hello there, Libra. Welcome to DragonTaleTarot. My name is Ariel, and this is your reading for the full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer that is taking place on January 10th, 2020. It is our first full moon of the year as well as the first lunar eclipse of the year, and there's quite a lot of energy coming through along with that. First, a few quick notes before we get started that this is a general reading. It will not resonate with every single Libra out there, so if this message resonates with you, or parts of it do, those are meant for you. If it does not resonate with you, Libra, kick it on out the door to another Libra out there. If you find that this particular reading doesn't resonate very much with your sun sign, also check your rising, your Venus, your moon sign, see which sign those are in, and then those readings coordinate better with you sometimes. So also all Libra cross-watchers are welcome to join us, and this will mostly correspond with Libra's Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs. If you're interested in information about personal reading or the card decks that I use, anything about me, it's all down below in the description box. And if you have not yet done so, I do invite you at this time to reach out, hit that subscribe button, and join the Dragon family. Also, do remember to give it that dragon claw up by clicking the like button to let me know that you enjoy this content. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers, and thank you to those who are coming back. Welcome back. It's always so good to see you, and I hope you've been doing really well so far in the new year. It's amazing that we're already here. We've talked about 2020 for a long time, and now it is with us. So Libra, your astrology right now is one of the more intense ones. I would say that all the cardinal signs especially are feeling this lunar eclipse full moon energy very strongly, and that would be Aries, Cancer, Libra, which is you, and Capricorn. So Libra, this full moon lunar eclipse is really highlighting your 10th house universally. That's really all Libras, because we're looking at the universal, not a personal natal. So that really brings up to me, you know, especially with all that Capricorn, we've got 5 planets in Capricorn moving in that universal 4th house for you. So these two houses, the 10th is Capricorn, the 4th is Cancer. And let me tell you, this is such a huge push-pull kind of dynamic between home, family, and then the higher career and ambitions. You may feel a real struggle within to balance those two parts of your life, because it's really about, you know, the home, the roots, the family origins, childhood memories, all that kind of stuff, and what you call home and what your feeling of home really is. And then, of course, it's pushing against and pulling against, you know, doing that dance with the other side of it, which is, you know, the public life, your higher ambitions, your career goals, all those Capricorn things, you know, what you're doing to kind of satisfy that need of climbing. Because Libra, you are a cardinal sign, just like Capricorn and Cancer and Aries. You are the cardinal modality, and that means you are a leadership sign. You're very motivated towards your goals. You're more ambitious than a lot of the other signs. And so, you know, that's really with you at all times through your life. But right now, especially, those things, it's a feeling also just a little bit of stress, Libra, to be honest, for a lot of you. When I was just, you know, starting to meditate on your energy, I was like, oh, I was like, I feel this like coming up like in my head. It's like this kind of feeling of pressure, like mental pressure, like, oh, I've got to get something done. I've got to go. I got to, you know, do. And so, you know, Libra right now, it's like that feeling is so strong. Don't worry about the ambition. You have it. So it's like, it's really important to remember to take it one day at a time, not feel, you know, just to overwhelm yourself and feel like I've got to get everything done right now, this week, or, you know, whatever week it is or whatever day it is. Because, you know, when we take it on like that, it's harder. Trust me, as a Capricorn, we are so ambitious. We are so like, oh, I got to get it all done. You know, that it's just, it can be very overwhelming, and it can end up where you get nothing done because you're trying to take on 5 different things at once, instead of just saying, well, I'll work on this one thing today, and then I'll work on that one thing tomorrow, and, you know, just take it as it comes. So that's a big thing that I would point out for you. Also, the fact that the lunar eclipse, full moon in Cancer, has a lot to do with, you know, letting go of things. Lunar eclipse is to me like the breath out, whereas the solar eclipse is the breath in. It's like it's that yin and yang energy, the solar being more masculine and the lunar being more feminine. So it's like, to me, when the lunar eclipse comes up, we're kind of releasing things. So anything to do, especially around home, family, you know, what you feel that your, you know, need for home to be is, if it isn't quite where you want it yet, not to be beating yourself up for it. And also the same goes for your goals, because it's very interesting. You've got Capricorn energy in that 4th house, Cancer energy in the 10th, and it's like the respective rulers of each. It's switched, but it really is. It can feel like a tug of war, or it can be like two people dancing. It can really be complementary, or it can be, you know, conflicted. So you really want to work with it to make it more like a dance than a tug of war, if you can, because those two things are really vying for balance in your life at this time. It can feel like a lot of stress, a lot of strain, and a lot of pressure to achieve and succeed and complete your goals. I would also point out as well that this, you know, usually our full moon energies, you know, they bring through, you know, they're really strong with us for that 30-day cycle until the next full moon is when, you know, how long we really feel them. But this particular full moon is special because it does bookend from our lunar eclipse in July. That would have been July 16th, 2019. We had a lunar eclipse full moon in Capricorn, the opposite sign of Cancer, where we are now. So this could be bringing about a culmination and release of really the last 6 months of energy. Anything that's built up, you know, since last summer. Think about what was going on for you last summer in July, and you'll see where that really kind of wraps up full circle for a lot of us. So on that note, Libra, let's get started with your cards. Let's go ahead and dive into some Moonology, some Moon Oracle, and we're going to do some Tarot as well to get some deeper messages. And we're going to be doing a kind of a past, present, future layout so that we get the past of what, you know, the past full moon is bringing in, that past cycle, where you are now and where you're headed potentially in your future. Dear angels, divine beings of light, guardians, ancestors, helpers, and healers, please be with the Sun, Moon, Venus rising signs of Libra as we do their full moon in Cancer lunar eclipse reading for January 2020. Please protect their energy as well as mine and bring through clear, accurate messages for their highest good. Thank you so much. Ooh, so look at this. Okay, so Libra, the first card that comes up in the past position is bring love into the situation, with the new moon energy in Aquarius. So this could be a thing where, you know, in this past cycle, you know, more love, more compassion was needed. To forgive yourself for mistakes or, you know, missteps or anything that you feel like, oh, I should have done better on that. It's like this is telling you to be a little nicer to yourself, absolutely, about anything that's, you know, gone on over the last 30 days or the last 6 months as that applies to you personally. So let's bring up some more cards into this. I'd also say that Aquarius is in line with you because that's an air energy. And it also is about, you know, helping and healing the world at large as well. So it's also about giving as well as receiving love. Yes, okay. Yeah, there's definitely some release of fear going on here, Libra, because you've got this waxing gibbous, which is about, you know, release of fear. This is that energy that I kind of felt building up in my head when I was really meditating on your energy, because it's like there you are, you know, deep inside, cocooned, and it's like there's that feeling that so much is coming at you all at once. And I think that that's really very much, this is an 11 number card too. I got to point that out because that's a number of mastery, but it's also a very intense number to come up. So yeah, absolutely very strong. You know, and this could have been fears about love being reciprocated, or what you know, were pouring out to others, maybe not coming back to you, or not having it come back to you at all. And that sort of like, you know, triggers some old fears, some old wounds. And because this is a Cancer moon, it has to do with some childhood patterns. It has to do with some, you know, learned behaviors. And those can be, you know, really tricky to unravel. They're not something that goes overnight, but there is a lot of release coming up for you here, Libra, especially over this next 30 days. You're going to be feeling that very, very strongly. Yes, and then we have the Six of Feathers coming up on top of that. That is the same as the Six of Swords. So look at that. It's transition. This is insight, the dragonfly moving beyond illusion. When that Six of Swords comes up, Libra, to me, this is a real signifier that you are moving past a difficult time, especially intellectually, and it's making the decision very strongly to move past it, because this, you know, in the traditional deck is the, you know, the people in the boat leaving behind the troubled waters, going to a smoother future. So it's really like you are an air sign, so this is your energy. The, you know, the swords is your energy, Libra. But it's an intellectual choice that you make with your head, but you take your heart along for the ride, because the water in that card is the symbol of emotion. So it's like you make that choice very strongly to transition to a better place, and it just takes really sticking to it, because emotionally it's like your heart's going where your head leads right now. That's really what that's saying. Yes, and look at that, 10 of Swords, air element yet again. And that Swords at 10 is real culmination, like a completion of a painful cycle. This again is your energy, Libra. So this is very strong for you. The Six of Swords going to the 10 of Swords. You've made the choice to leave behind a lot of very difficult past painful feelings, situations. Oh, yeah, really beautiful in that past position, because that to me is like, that is what's going away. So going into the future, look at this. Right now, full moon eclipse. Beautiful card to come up as we're sitting here right now in that full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. So this is your present energy. This Cancer full moon is very powerful for you, bringing through a completion of cycles and a beginning of moving forward. And look at that. Thunder moon is coming up on top of that. And that thunder moon, let me check my chart over here. I want to make sure, yeah, the thunder moon is the July moon. Oh my gosh. So, Libra, look at this. And this to me, when you really look at all the imagery in this card, it's like she's pushing against, it looks like an egg, right? And there's lightning and there's birds flying around from, you know, there's seagulls. And it's just, you know, it looks very volatile, but to me, it's like, it's really about this rebirth. It's really about the push to bring about a full transformation. It's interesting that this is the full moon of July, because we were talking about how this full moon right now is a culmination of things that started last July with the full moon, which would have been the thunder moon. And then I would also say, Libra, pay attention to what comes up this year coming in July, because that's saying that this is not just pulling from that last cycle, but it's also pulling, you know, towards something coming in the future, total rebirth. 35 is the number on this card, adds up to an 8, so that's that strength number, strength, the resilience, a balance of spirit. On top of that, we have the Page of Crystals, same as the Page of Pentacles, of new ideas, discipline. This can be brand new adventures, Libra. Sometimes it's travel, but a lot of the time it's like a new financial venture, or something that you know, take on as a new project. Could even be a new job or a new side job coming in that starts something fresh and brand new for you. So let's pull a clarifier for that. Ooh, there's so much good stuff coming in here, Libra. It's kind of amazing. Ooh, these cards are jumpy. They really want to come out. Okay, so Libra, on top of that we have this Four of Cups, which to me always says that you are really looking towards that, you know, there's a cup of wish fulfillment, a cup of, you know, something that you feel that you really need in your life to complete your happiness. I would say that Libra, often with this card, I really gotta say, it's like, don't take what you have for granted right here and now. Necessarily adding more or adding that element that you think you're missing isn't necessarily going to make you happier. It's really, you know, your power is within you. And when you get, you know, in touch with that and you really are in that feeling of gratitude and feeling like, yes, I have enough, it's like that's when more easily gets added. So yeah, don't take what you have for granted right now. You're doing better than you think you are. And that Serpents is the constellation that goes along with that Four of Cups energy. It's very Scorpio. So it's about, as well, transformation and shedding your skin. So going into the future potential outcomes here, we have the new moon in Scorpio working through your fears. So, you know, again, it's like we had that fear card in the past position. Now we're having working through your fears coming up in that, you know, near future. So this, you know, next 30 days to 6 months, you will absolutely be dismantling quite a lot going on inside of you. It's a very big time of psychological healing, as well as wisdom. Look at that waning gibbous as we're waning away from the full moon. There comes the wisdom, there comes the lessons, there comes the knowledge that you acquire from the culmination of that full moon. The 22 adds up to a 4, and that is the universal year that we are in. So this to me is all about laying good foundations and positive new beginnings for yourself. So on top of that, we yet again have the Ten of Swords coming up. We had it from the Celestial Tarot in the past position. Now we have it from the Spiritsong Tarot here coming up into the future. So recovery, transformation, symbol of the serpent coming up again twice here in your reading there. So absolutely, there's a lot of Scorpio kind of energy, you know, to me with that serpent as well, always, because it's that powerful transformation, shedding off the skin, shedding off the old, stepping into fresh new energy. Absolutely love that snake. My beloved dad was born in the Chinese year of the snake, and so snakes are very special to me. I see them as a very positive imagery, and yes, absolutely, you know, you're still recovering, Libra, so give yourself time, give yourself grace. You know, you've been through quite a lot of cycles in the past, a lot of those very difficult mental cycles that have been a real intellectual struggle for you. And like I said, these days, you know, your intellect is very, you know, intertwined with your emotions. So it's like where your mind leads, it's like that's where you take your heart with you as well. So this is a complete transformation, regeneration for you. And look at that, yes. And to me, wow, more Scorpio and kind of Pisces, Neptune energy coming up around this card, the Five of Cups. You know, this is really grappling with the disappointments. This is really healing from things that have wounded you. Could be relationship letdowns. You know, could be anything of an emotional nature that you feel like just really didn't live up to the expectation that you had for it. And, you know, of course, as always, with that Five of Cups, we do have 2 cups on the side that are still standing tall. So not all is a loss, Libra, but absolutely, you're going through a lot of healing. You're going through a lot of emotional healing. You are learning a lot. You are becoming stronger and wiser in the process. I know that isn't always the most comforting thing. You know, it's like, I always understand that feeling of like, when are the lessons gonna stop? And I just get to, you know, really continue and go on. You know, but we're always learning, no matter what it is, no matter what plateau we get to. That is the truth. So yeah, these are big transformative cycles for you, Libra. Absolutely, I can feel the push and pull. I can feel the back and forth, and the need that you have to balance those 2 parts of your life. So let's pull a Hero's Journey Oracle card to see what your affirmation statement will be for this full moon in Cancer. Ooh, look at how beautiful, the Magic Zone. Gorgeous card coming up there for you, Libra, and it says the exhilaration of discombobulation. So this, to me, that is actually really perfect for you. Because really it says, it's like there's magic in the breakdown, there's magic in the chaos. There is creation that comes out of this chaos. And I know, Libra, that can be really tough for you to get like comfortable with the chaos sometimes, because you are the great balancer, the great equalizer. When you see things out of whack, it's like you won't put them on that scale and you want to balance it out and even it out. But this is the universe saying, you know, sometimes that energy being kind of out of whack or nutty or a little chaotic is exactly what you need. So you're really in a magic place, whether you know it or not, because you're going through great transformation, great healing, great rebirth. And as a result, a lot of creativity comes to the surface. A lot of magic comes out of that. And this card is the 43, adds up to a 7. The 7 is the Chariot card in the Major Arcana. To me, that's always about, you know, movement forward, learning, gaining knowledge, gaining wisdom. It is also aligned with the Cancer energy. So we are in that Cancer full moon, Libra, and this is a very powerful full moon for you indeed. So these were your messages for this full moon of the month. I hope you have a beautiful January, and I will be back with you very, very soon. See you soon. Bye-bye.